Not only is jiu-jitsu the most zesty base for martial arts, it's probably the worst base for martial arts now. Rarely do we see a high caliber UFC champion or fighter that its main, area of expertise is in jiu-jitsu. They're basically fucking extinct. But there are some rare exceptions, all right? There are some fighters in the UFC today that are some of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners in the world, and they win their fights with submissions. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Tony Has Died. I'm going to be counting down the top 10 submission artists in the UFC right now. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube shit. And let's break down some ground rules first, all right? No unks, all right? We're not doing no fucking Royce Gracie shit. This is modern day only, okay? So, no, I don't want anyone fucking Joe Rogan maxing in the fucking comment section be like, bro, how did you forget Damian Maia? These are only people that still fight, okay? And second of all, people that still fight that are washed, like Brian Ortega, for example, they're not going to be included because, they would have been on this list maybe like 6 years ago and they're still fighting, but they're not the submission artists that they once were. So let's get straight into this. All right, starting at number 10 on my list, bro. He's a fucking sausage. You're a fucking sausage, lad. I got Paddy Pimblett. Paddy the Baddy. He's 7-0 in the UFC. 3 of his wins are by submission. He submitted Robert Greene. I'm not calling you king, bro, with the arm triangle. He submitted Jordan Levitt with the rear naked choke. That's an impressive win to get by submission. And then he submitted Rodrigo Vargas, all right? Now, there aren't a lot of fucking, you might be saying, why don't you put, Drickus here? Why don't you put, because he has other wins outside, outside of the UFC, this dude has 8 other wins by fucking sub, bro. He is a really, really good submission artist, and I think that he will probably end up subbing Justin Gaethje, all right? What makes Paddy Pimblett really, really good to me is his judo. He's really good at getting his opponents against the fence and using sneaky trips on him to get the takedowns. And we haven't really seen him to his fullest potential yet in terms of his high level submission ability in the UFC, but he has used a variety of different, he's really, really good at getting a rear naked choke. That's what I'll say first. He's really, really good at getting the back and just sinking in those hooks. And he's so much bigger than everyone else in lightweight that once he gets you down, he's probably just going to hold you there. So I got Paddy Pimblett at the number 10 spot. I think that he is probably going to have a lot of potential. I think that this is a placement on the list that I think is going to age well. I think he'll probably end up going up a couple of spots at the next couple of years because he is crafty with the subs. All right, so let's get on to the next person on the list. I have no enemies. Jelton, where is your sword? I don't need it. I have no enemies. I got Jelton Almeida. Listen, as much as I hate to do this, bro, gotta have Jelton Almeida on the list, man. He's the only upper weight class guy that I have here. Submitted Jairzinho Rozenstruik. That is impressive. Submitted Alexander Romanov. Submitted Anton Turkalj. I didn't even know he fought Anton Turkalj. That's kind of crazy. And he submitted Parker Porter, all right? Now, here's what I'll say about fucking Jelton Almeida. If he doesn't win by submission, it's going to be the most boring ass fight you've ever seen. The fucking Derek Lewis fight where he just, he didn't even try to submit Derek Lewis. He literally just laid on top of him. The Volkov fight. He could have, why were you not at least attempting submissions on Volkov? Because, I don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. But I will say this, man. Jelton Almeida, he is a very high-level grappler. He's really, really, light for the heavyweight division, so he's going to be much faster than everybody else. He's just more athletic and more technical than the rest of these heavyweights, right? Unlike some of the other people that are going to be on this list later, Jelton Almeida isn't out here scrambling with people and getting the submissions that way. He is super technical. He is going to do things systematically. He's going to get the single leg. He's going to go to the outside trip. He's going to blast a double leg into a leg drag. He's going to be suffocating his opponent. And once he gets his top control, bro, chest to chest, hip isolation, he's really good at doing that kind of shit, bro. And once he gets that on you, he's going to be working to get the submission. And so, yeah, Jelton Almeida, got to have him here, bro. Let's talk about the next guy on this list. Someone who I think is kind of overrated when it comes to their jiu-jitsu, but I still think he's in the top 10. People talk about Sean Brady's jiu-jitsu Like he's fucking King Von, bro. People talk about Sean Brady's jiu-jitsu like he's the fucking Grim Reaper of fuck. He has 6 wins by submission, bro. Now, 4 of his wins by submission are in the UFC, and that's really good. But he's mostly a decision merchant, man. He mostly just out grapples his opponents to a decision, like he did against Burns and like he did against who else? Like Chiesa, bro. Like if he's fighting another high level jiu-jitsu guy, he's probably not going to sub them, bro. But if he's not, like when he fought Jake Matthews, you put Jake Matthews in that arm triangle in round 3. That was pretty impressive. First person to ever submit Leon Edwards, hit that guillotine on him. And not only did he hit the guillotine, he hit a one-armed guillotine. That was what was crazy about that guillotine. It's one that fucking Sean Brady's never been, like Leon Edwards had never been subbed before. But he hit the fucking one-armed guillotine on Leon. Granted, that win is not aging very well, considering what we've seen happen to Leon. And, you know, another example of every time he faces someone that can stuff his takedowns, the Bilal fight. Couldn't get his takedowns against Bilal. He got fucking TKO'd by Bilal Muhammad. All right? That's not a good look, bro. So, like, if this guy gets stuck on the feet, and if you're another high-level grappler, he's not going to finish you, bro. But if you're just if you're just kind of mid, like Leon, or if you're kind of mid, like Jake Matthews, or Christian Aguilera, I think that's the other person he subbed. Did he sub Court McGee? No, he didn't sub Court McGee. He subbed somebody else. Kelvin Gastelum. I already said that, I think. But he has 4 subs. And so, yeah, Sean Brady he's just super high level with the grappling. But he's really good at, like, setting up his fucking submissions. And then he has such a tight squeeze, too, because he's, like, super compact for the division. And so, once he gets the squeeze on you, he's fucking choking. And you're not getting out of it. So, I got Sean Brady on the list. I think he's a little overrated in terms of his submission ability. But I do think he deserves to be on here, all right? At number 7 on the list, I got Fluffy Hernandez, who has 5 wins by submission in the UFC so far. Dude, what he did to Roman Dolidze was fucking crazy. He literally just bitched him. Straight up bitched Roman Dolidze, man. Looking like your fucking, like, just so your fucking uncle at the cookout goes out there. He's like that. I think Lucas Tracy was the one who made this analogy. He's like that dude in class that sits in the back of class and just goofs around the whole time. Like he's like throwing paper balls at you in the back of your head. You're like, hey man, I'm trying to fucking pay attention here. Fluffy Hernandez is just like, hey man, this is my math homework. And he's just fucking throwing it. Like that's what Fluffy Hernandez is, right? But yeah, man, what he did to Roman Dolidze was fucking crazy. Like I've never seen another grown man bitch another grown man that trained for a fucking fight. Like Roman Dolidze literally trained for like 8 weeks for the fight. It had nothing. He got taken down at will anytime. And so I don't think Fluffy Hernandez is as good of a submission artist as he is a wrestler. I think he's first and foremost a wrestler. He's like a Cain Velasquez, Marab type fighter where he's just going to use his cardio to destroy his opponents. But he does have good subs as well. Like he subbed Roman Kopylov with the rear naked choke. He subbed Marc-Andre Barriou with the arm triangle. He submitted Rodolfo Vieira with the guillotine. Submitted Jung Young Park with an Anaconda. That's like a pretty good win that's aged decently. Like Jung Young Park, he's going to be around this division for quite some time. But Fluffy Hernandez, he's mostly a wrestler. I just wanted to mention him here because in terms of like the amount of subs that he's good at mixing it up. He can win by knockout. He can win by decision. He can win like however he really wants to. He's super entertaining. And yeah, but yeah, his submissions really come from like him fatiguing his opponent. Nothing like tricky. You know, he doesn't really, like, have slick entries. He doesn't really, like, you know, do anything too crazy in terms of technique-wise. He just gets his opponent so fucking tired where they just have nothing left to fight the submission by the time that he puts it in. So, I got Fluffy Hernandez at number 7 on this list. At number 6 on the list, I got Brendan Allen. You know, Brendan Allen, I think he finally has decided to lock in. I think he finally has sat up in the gamer chair, metaphorically speaking, all right? Like, when we talk about Brendan Allen, he is as high level and technical as it can get in terms of just technique and, like, all-around attributes. His fight IQ has been what has been his detriment. Like, deciding to fucking, you know, grapple again. Like, he had Imavov hurt on the feet in the first round, and then he shoots a takedown. Then he's just fucking dumb, okay? He's dumb. He makes dumb decisions in fights, but Dude, this guy has the best rear naked choke in the UFC. I'm just going to straight up say it, man. So, like, how many rear naked chokes? I'm about to count real quick. He's got 6 rear naked chokes in the UFC out of his 7 submission wins. He has another submission win against Carl Roberson, and it was a, what was it? It was a fucking heel hook. But, dude, outside the UFC, he has submission wins by rear naked choke as well. So this dude is super crafty on the ground. He lost to Fluffy Hernandez. Like, the thing I can't put him higher is because the people that he's subbing aren't really, like, the cream of the crop. Like, he's subbing fucking Bruno Silva, like, Paul Craig. I guess that's decent because Paul Craig's gone on the ground. He's subbing, like, Andre Muniz, Sam Alvey. Like, these aren't high-level people, and every time he's fought a high-level person, like Imavov, like Fluffy, like Chris Curtis, he's not subbing them, even though Chris Curtis is trash. Like, I guess he's just a good stylistic matchup for Brendan Allen. But Brendan Allen has the best rear naked choke in the UFC. Fucking 14 wins by submission. 7 wins in the UFC by submission. But I feel like once Brendan Allen, like, he's decent at takedowns, and once he gets that body lock on you, it's over. It's over, bro. Because his rear naked choke is just fucking crazy, bro. People, like, he gets somebody's back, they're not fucking surviving. He's going to choke you out. And so, yeah. And he's always hunting other submit. Like, he's always going for guillotines. He's always going for fucking knee bars and shit. He's always going for these other submissions. He never gets them, but he's always doing that to set up the rear naked choke. And so, yeah, that's why I got to have Brendan Allen at number 6 on this list. At number 5 on the list, everybody, I'm coming for everybody, kill everybody, ah! I got Khamzat Chimaev at number 5 on the list. I got to put him above Brendan Allen and Fluffy, even though they both have more subs than him. The people that Chimaev has subbed are more impressive, all right? Bro, let's just ignore the fucking Dricus performance. Let's just ignore that, pretend that didn't happen at all, because that's the exception. That isn't the normality for Chimaev, in my opinion. The normality for Chimaev is immediately shooting a fucking double leg takedown as fast as you can fucking get and immediately sinking in a fucking choke, bro. That is what Chimaev does to fucking people, bro. He's got 6 wins by submission, and 4 of his wins in the UFC are by submission. Dude, that Robert Whittaker fucking submission that he had was crazy. The Robert Whittaker submission was literally fucking crazy, bro. Like, literally just shot a double. Like, that was the fastest takedown I've ever seen shot on another person. Like, how are you supposed to stuff that? And then once he takes the back, like, the thing about Chimaev, which makes him so good at his submissions, is that he just knows what you're going to do before you do it when you're on the ground with him. Like, when you have him on the ground, he knows what your next move is going to be, and he can use that to advance his position, and he does. And so that's what he did to Kevin Holland when they were kind of like scrambling on the ground. He got that Darce choke on Kevin Holland when they were fighting Li Ji Liang. He fucking picked Li Ji Liang up, carried him to fucking Dana White and Mark Zuckerberg, threw him down on the fucking canvas right in front of him, and was like, I want the title shot, give me the title shot, woo! You know, Chimaev is super high level. Maybe I should have put him a little lower because his only real high level submission win is Whittaker. I still think that's better than anything Allen and Fluffy have done in terms of just submission ability. And, you know, the Dricus performance, like, you could have subbed him, bro. Like, you could have at least tried to get some fucking subs in. But if you're winning on the ground that way, then fuck it, whatever. Yeah, man. I have Khamzat Chimaev here. He's got a whole bunch of different submissions. I think he's got a really, really good rear naked choke. I guess the one on Whittaker was technically a face crank. But, yeah, Chimaev, I think he's super high level in terms of his submissions. I'm ready to see him fight Imavov, bro. Like, I just don't... This is what's pissing me off, bro. This guy's already talking about waiting till fucking June to fight, bro. Like, he's like, I need surgery. I need to fight. I need the Ramadan. I need surgery. I need everything. I need everything, brother. It's like, bro, just fucking fight. Like, like we do. Like, you're so much better than everyone else. You have like a little pinky injury or some shit, bro. Like, whatever, man, whatever. But yeah, I got Chimaev at 5. All right, let's talk about the next one. Ooga chaka, ooga ooga. I can't even. What is there a Shavkat impression, bro? There's no such thing as a Shavkat impression. This dude is just stoic. He's just silent. He's a silent killer, bro. Out of his fucking wins, bro, he has 17. He has 19 wins. Excuse me. 10 of his wins are by submission. He has 5 submission wins in the UFC. First person to ever submit Stephen Thompson. Submitted Jeff Neal. That was a crazy war, and he ends up putting that choke on Jeff Neal in round 3. Submits Neil Magny with the guillotine, and he pulled the guillotine. Submitted Alex Oliveira with ease. Submitted that other guy whose name we can't remember. Shavkat is high level, man. And he hasn't fought. He's just been so fucking inactive, and it pisses me off because it's just hard to defend him when he's fighting once every fucking 14 months, bro. But one thing that makes Shavkat so good is just the variety of different submissions that he has in his fucking arsenal, bro. He's got the guillotine. He's got the rear naked choke. On the regional scene, he has a triangle. He's got some bunch of other submissions as well. He's got a whole bunch of different type of submissions in the arsenal. And he's really, really good doing stuff in the clinch, bro. I think he's the best fighter in the clinch in the UFC. I think when he gets you against the cage, he's so good at using his weight because he's a lot bigger than all these other welterweights. He's so good at making people carry his weight, tiring them out, then getting the takedowns against the fence using little trips or short little takedowns against the fence or whatever. And then once he gets those, he's able to fucking crank in something, bro. No homo, no homo shit, bro. But he's really, really good at getting the submissions and cranking them submissions out. Yeah, but one thing that makes Chimaev really good is his rear naked choke. I know it's the most simplistic submission or whatever, but what makes him so good is he doesn't just slap the fucking rear naked choke on, bro. He works it. You know what I mean? He'll crank it 5 or 6 fucking times and then hit you with the real one. You know what I mean? And he's got the power to just keep doing it forever. His grip strength is, he's got the fucking that horse meat that he's eating just gives him immense grip strength that just choke people unconscious. That was my hands. That wasn't me farting. But he's really, really good at that kind of shit. He's really good in the scrambles as well. He's not a wrestler, bro. He's not really good at wrestling. He's really good at the clinch fighting. And he's just enormous for the fucking division as well. So I got Chimaev at number 4. Now we're entering the top 3. At number 3 on the list, I got Pantoja. Are you happy now, father? Are you proud of me now, dad? Are you proud? Now listen, this video is being recorded before UFC 323. I don't know if he's beaten Joshua Van yet, okay? Now, I am picking Van to beat him, but if Pantoja beats Van, it's most likely going to be by submission, okay? But this video was recorded in the fucking past, bro. I'm not fucking Doctor Strange. I'm not about to pull out the fucking time stone and go into the future and see if he sub Josh Van or not. But his last 2 wins before Josh Van submitted Kai Car-France with the rear naked choke, submitted Kai Asakura with the rear naked choke, submitted Alex Perez with the rear naked choke, submitted Brandon Royval with the rear naked choke, submitted Ulaka Saski with the rear naked choke, submitted Neil Siri with the rear naked choke, submitted Brandon Moreno on the Ultimate Fighter with the rear naked choke. This dude has one of the best rear naked chokes in the UFC right now. And not only that, he has the best, besides maybe Tatsuro Taira, who could have been on this list, honorably mentioned, but I just didn't think he beat enough high-level people to be on the list. But besides Tatsuro Taira, I think he has the best back take in the UFC, scrambling, mid-transition hooks, countering takedowns, backdoor escapes. He's good at riding that body lock and shit. Pantoja, he's so good at slapping that body triangle on, and then once he gets that, you just have to fight his hands for the whole round because you're not getting out of that fucking body triangle once he puts it in. He's so much bigger than everyone else in the fucking division. And yeah, man, he's really good at cutting angles, hip ride. He's good at doing all this kind of crazy shit. His rear naked choke is just nasty, bro. And he's so much bigger than everyone else. He can just slap that shit on and fucking crank it out. So I got Pantoja at number 3, all right? At number 2 on the list, brother, who this guy? This is the best feeling in the world. Islam Makhachev. He is, I was debating putting him number 1. Okay? But I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Look, let's just talk about Islam first. Submitted Dustin Poirier with the Darce. Submitted Renato Moicano with the Darce. His Darce choke, he is the best Darce in UFC history. Just straight up. He is so good. What makes Islam Makhachev so good is, like, whenever you're scrambling with him, if you stuff his takedown, you better be fucking careful, bro. Because once he starts trying to continue his movement, one mistake, he's latching something up, bro. So, don't fuck around in the fucking scrambling with Makhachev, because he'll put you in a Darce like that, bro. And he has so many, his variety of different submissions he has is crazy. He has an arm bar before he got ranked. He's got the arm triangle against Drew Dober. He's got a rear naked choke against Moises. He's got a Kimura against Dan Hooker. He's got an arm triangle against Oliveira. He's got the Darces against Moicano and Poirier. The variety of different submissions that Islam Makhachev has is something to be insane about. And his wrestling, just straight up wrestling, is some of the best in the UFC as well. And that, like, we talk about the JDM fight. JDM is really good at scrambling and really good at stuffing takedowns and shit. So I'm not going to put it too much against Makhachev for not being able to submit JDM. I think JDM hadn't lost in 10 years, bro. People act like JDM's a fucking bum. He had not lost in 10 years. But when Islam Makhachev beat him by decision, I know it was a decision and we're talking about submissions, but I'm just saying, like, nobody can just blend the wrestling, the positional control, the choking mechanics. He's super tactically intelligent. Like, he has the highest fight IQ. I think he might have a higher fight IQ than John Jones. I'll say that. He's so good at riding dude, I just can't. I'm about to fucking nerd out, bro. I'm about to nerd out. His ability to just control people's hips is crazy, bro. Any submission artist, he can just ride your fucking hips all fucking day. His grip strength is fucking crazy. He's got the fucking Dagestani grip strength. If you know, MMA guru type shit. His fucking submission threat is constant because he has just the best defense out of anybody. You're not going to choke him out, bro. His squeeze strength is fucking crazy. His wrestling I've already said this, bro. When you scramble with Islam Makhachev, don't fucking do it. Think about the finishing sequence with the Poirier fight where Poirier thought he stuffed the takedown. Nope. Literally just grabs his ankle barely. Makes him do a fucking flippy flip, whatever the fuck that was, and then puts him in the fucking Darce. This dude's the real Darce Knight, bro. Fuck Tony. Tony has died, bro. But dude, there's just so much about Islam Makhachev. I don't even think I could do him duty just talking about it, bro. This is the most glazing I've ever talked about, bro. But he's just so fucking technical on the ground. He just like Chimaev, he knows what you're gonna do next, and he can go to that next position, or he can just hold the same position however long he wants to. Islam is inevitability, bro. He is a machine designed to fucking submit you. He is going to look about how he's choked out Oliveira, who I'm about to talk about. Spoiler alert. The way he choked out Oliveira, who was the best submission artist in UFC history, he literally choked out Oliveira, bro. I mean, need I say more? That body triangle he put Volkanovski in. Insane, bro. The Dan Hooker one. He literally, was going to snap Dan Hooker's arm off. And then he didn't. He just was being nice to Dan Hooker. He could have broke his whole arm off. I remember Khabib in the corner was yelling, be careful, brother. Be careful. You do not want to hurt him permanently, brother. That's how high level this dude is. Dan Hooker, he was a good fucking fighter. I'm pretty sure he was ranked number 7 in the division when Islam did that to him, bro. You know? Yeah, so Islam Makhachev, if he keeps getting submissions, I might have to put him higher at number 1, but man, as long as Charles Oliveira is still fucking fighting, I can't put anybody else. Let me just show you this stat that's crazy. This is the highest number of submissions that UFC fighters have, okay? Here we see Islam Makhachev, the only person still worth a fuck, fighting. Obviously, I guess Chiesa is still fighting, but is he really that good, you know? And GM3 is still fighting, but it's GM3, man. He's washed. Everybody, Islam Makhachev has 8. Charles Oliveira has fucking 17. So out of active fighters in the UFC, GM3, I guess he's still on the roster, he has 11. He has 6 more than GM3. Charles Oliveira is the greatest submission artist of all time, and it's not even fucking close. In his last fight, Mateus Gamrot with a rear naked choke. Gamrot took him down in the first round, reversed the position easily. And then in the second round, Gamrot's like, fuck that, I'm striking with him. Oliveira took Gamrot down, who was a high-level wrestler himself. Oliveira took Gamrot down and then submitted him. Controlled the back the entire Michael Chandler fight, the first one. I'm not going to talk about the Dariush fight because it was a knockout, but submitted Justin Gaethje after he got dropped. That's like Justin Gaethje was like panicking. Whenever Oliveira knocked Justin Gaethje down, he was panicking. You cannot panic against Oliveira. Rear naked choke. Dustin Poirier hopped on his back, rear naked choked him. It was over in an instant. Like Poirier was winning the fight too. Poirier was doing good in that fucking fight. Dropped Oliveira. Second round, Oliveira cheated and grabbed his gloves, but Poirier was still doing good in that round. And in the third round, he was doing decent as well. Oliveira just hopped on his back and subbed him. Kevin Lee, guillotine. David Timur, anaconda. Jim Miller, who is also one of the best submission artists, rear naked choke. Rear naked choked him. Cristiago Giagos, rear naked choked him. Clay Guida, guillotine. And that's something else I want to talk about Oliveira. The variety of just different fucking... He has a guillotine. He has rear naked choke. He has anaconda. He has the fucking arm triangle. He has everything, man. Literally any fucking submission. He's got the Darce. He's got a calf slicer. He's got all of these crazy fucking submissions. He's been doing it for so fucking long as well. Armbar Darren Elkins in his fucking debut. Darren Elkins is, I guess he's trash now, but he was good. He was that's a decent win, bro. Darren Elkins was fucking 11-1 when fucking Oliveira beat him, bro. Like, the amount of just different submissions Charles Oliveira has is crazy. On the ground, he can submit you from any position. He can submit you from the bottom. If you have him in half guard, he'll like, think about the Gamrot fight. Gamrot had top position on Oliveira. He starts doing some weird shit on his fucking shoulder, just throwing up his legs on his shoulder, like from a position that anybody else was in. That's just a dominant position for Gamrot. He just has his legs on his shoulder for no reason. Like, he just starts throwing up crazy submissions from any position. Like, I'm pretty sure Oliveira even has like a fucking, he might even have an omoplata. I don't know. But dude, his transition, like, he'll just pull a guillotine on you if you try to take him down. Think about the Arman fight. Think about how close he was getting to that guillotine in the Arman fight every time Arman tried to take him down. So he has standing submissions. He has submissions from the bottom. He has submissions from the top. Submissions everywhere. His guard. When you are in Oliveira's guard, he can just do anything. Like the chain, like he can just chain it into an arm bar. He can put it in a fucking triangle. He can just fucking do anything, bro. He can get the back from any position. Think about the Gaethje fight. Like I just said, just scrambling in the fucking pocket. Boom. Got your back. Poirier fight. Just missed a fucking shot. Boom. He's got your back. Like, he can just get your back from fucking anywhere. His dexterity is crazy. Yeah, man. I just think Charles Oliveira, I might have put, maybe right now, Islam Makhachev is better, bro. But as long as this guy is still in the UFC, I can't have anybody else at number one, bro. But that will do it for the video. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube shit. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.